causes are a combination, of course, of violence and instability and poverty in Central America. But it's also, according to the president of Honduras, ambiguities in our laws. And those ambiguities began in 2008 with a very well-intentioned law to prevent human trafficking and address it. And then it continued in 2012 with the president's Deferred Action Program. And the combination of those two things has allowed trafficking groups to go into these communities in Central America and tell people that America has some special law that's going to allow them to come here and stay. And that's serving as a lure that's driving this crisis.
All right, folks. Marco Rubio, welcome to Gimme 5, interviewed by Chris Wallace yesterday, and really getting to the crux of what the problem is and this so-called border crisis with the kids, so-called kids. Most of them are over 16 years of age, of course. They're still children. Coming to this country, why they are coming to this country. Now, Chris Wallace will get tough on Marco Rubio and ask him why he's flipped and flopped on this immigration issue and point out to him that the polls now show that he's got about 6% popularity in any presidential primary polling. But first, watch this.
I continue to believe we have to reform our immigration laws. I think that's good for the country. I wouldn't say that because of politics. But this issue is related but separate from that. This issue involves a mass migration on the border, happens to be many unaccompanied minor and children. And what we need to do is three things. Number one is we have to treat them the way Americans always treat people, in the most compassionate way possible. Number two, these children eventually will have to return, most of them anyways, to their country. Because at the end, otherwise you are encouraging more people to undertake that very dangerous journey. And the third thing is you have to address these ambiguities in our law that are creating the circumstances that are allowing these trafficking groups to convince people to pay them $8,000 or $10,000 to bring them here.
Absolutely, right on. Now, you remember the president saying this just the other day.
While they're out on vacation, I'm going to have to make some tough choices to meet the challenge. With or without Congress.
Yeah, with or without Congress. And of course, we know what's coming. His own advisors have said that by the end of the summer, possibly by the end of August, we will have an executive order. And it just depends on who you ask and who you listen to what extent that executive order will grant amnesty to the 5 to 6 million people, that's what they say, who knows what the number is, that are already here illegally, by the way, as criminals, because that's what illegal is in this country. Now here's the response by Marco Rubio to what the president just said.
What the president is partially threatening to do is something I've been warning about for the better part of 2 years, and that's an executive action that basically grants the equivalent of this deferred action that he granted to people that arrived here as youngsters, granting it to a larger population of people. I think in many respects, for those of us like myself that support immigration reform, that would be one step forward, but 3 steps back. It would further drive this narrative that this is a president not interested in enforcing our laws, which right now is the single greatest impediment to moving forward.
Absolutely, because Republicans say, why would we pass more laws? We already have laws that include securing the border, but the president won't secure the border. He won't follow the laws we already have. It's like we have 20,000 gun laws. Oh, we need more laws. Why? The laws on the books aren't enforced. And we have a president who's shown a willingness, in fact, taken pleasure in pointing out that he selectively follows and doesn't follow the law. Now, it was pointed out to Marco Rubio, the polls, at one point he was up. Then after quote-unquote flip-flopping on immigration, it's down. Why can't Republicans get something done? Here's the answer from Marco Rubio.
I didn't get elected to maintain good poll numbers nationally. I got elected to address and solve problems. As far as what to do about immigration,
but sir, then why have you,
I'm not talking about changing what we need to do about it.
If it's not political, why have you flipped?
Chris,
if I may, sir, if it's not political, why have you flipped?
That's not accurate, Chris.
But you're now saying it has to be done in stages before you wanted a comprehensive plan.
Well, we're not, but I think we're talking about 2 separate things. No, we're talking about 2 separate things. We're not talking about what to do. I've just outlined to you what to do. We have to do those 3 things: security, reform of modernizing the legal system, and then address the people that are here. So we're not debating what to do. We're debating how to do it. And I'm just telling you, we will never have the votes necessary to pass in one bill all of those things. It just won't happen.
All right, there you go. Good for Marco Rubio. Now let's see if he could manage to stay consistent on that. All right, folks, Gimme 5 on the Steve Malzberg Show.